Outside, Walker. Stevenson outside. Passes it to Jefferson. 9 feet out. Here's Zeller. Lays it up and banks it in. Zeller's got his first 2 points.
The defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Wong passes to Stauskas. Wong, guarded by Walker. Here's Wong. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Boy, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
It's not very often you can say this about the future is looking pretty bright in Charlotte.
So often the season ends and you're thinking about the issues you've got to deal with, but right now the Hornets headed in a good direction.
Now here's Jefferson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Hits, count that one from Stauskas.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark. And for Charlotte, as you said, part of it is feeling good with their direction, but also they should feel good that they actually have a direction after the way the last few years have gone.
And the foul on Al Jefferson. That is his first foul of the game.
What a great play to sacrifice his body and take the hit.
Yeah, I thought that was excellent awareness and anticipation to beat him to the spot there.
Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul.
Having a direction, as you mentioned, had been a problem with Charlotte because they seem to change their minds every year about who they were going to be, and they did it for the last decade or so. Now it seems as though the base is solid, and they've got an idea of how they want to build and who they want to build around, and they've got a group that can grow together.
Kings leading now by 4. Wong passes to Gay. High post shot. No good from Wong. Well, the Hornets shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. They can't stop the run with that one. The Kings have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's Wong. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Walker, and it's blocked. Here's Stauskas. Boy, was he something else against the Clippers.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
For the finish. Oh, and the dunk by Stevenson. Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
And so here's Sacramento. And he gets it to go. 7 points for Dunk.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Stevenson outside. Pass to Walker. Back to Stevenson. Shot clock at 6. Shot is blocked. Wong, guarded by Walker. Gay passes to Wong. And that one's good.
Let's see some of the numbers here on DeMarcus Cousins. He's been a force for them over the past month as you take a look at the league rankings. 10th in rebounding, and he's been using his size and quickness. The top 20 in the league in blocks per game.
And Steve, I think where he's ranked on the rebounding list tells you a lot about his game right now. I mean, he's a smash mouth glass eater.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Wong.
Kemba Walker, quick, got a great handle on the ball. He's a blur in transition. And what I like about him, he's always looking to push the tempo for easy baskets, and he's tough, not afraid of the moment.
And Walker tough to stay in front of, but yet Clark, he's become a great finisher around the rim.
Well, you know, you have to be able to do that at his size. He's listed at 6'1", which I think is really generous. He's more 5'10"-ish, 5'11", and he understands that's an area that he has to continue to expand and add to be the potent offensive player he's capable of being.
Now here's Walker, following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins. Stevenson outside, kicks it to Jefferson. Outside Jefferson, out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. Let's take a minute to look at the NBA's three-point shooters in the point guard position here in the second half of the season. You look at Dub, he's absolutely deadly from outside.
And he's just so exceptional from long range that it forces the defense out and really opens up passing and driving lanes for him.
I really like the three-point shot as a very useful weapon for a point guard. I mean, it should be part of his arsenal. And this guy uses it as good or better than anyone else in the league.
Outside for Jefferson. And again, the Hornets missing.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And that sends Carl Landry to the free throw line. That's on Marvin Williams. Jason Thompson is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. And then for Charlotte, Biyombo checks in for Jefferson. And Gary Neal subbed in for Lance Stevenson.
Nick Stauskas was born in Ontario, Canada, 7 days after the NBA awarded Toronto an expansion franchise. Nice little factoid there. When he was 10 at a Raptors open practice, he got called down to play some 2-on-2 against Vince Carter, and Stauskas buried a 3 on him. Now he's an NBA player himself. Man, that's a heck of a turnaround in about 10 years.
And Stauskas, Clark, part of this vanguard of Canadian talent, never played hockey. Basketball has always been his game.
You know, but he grew up at a time when Canadian hoops culture wasn't exactly thriving. I mean, during the 7th and 8th grade years, his team had no coach, so he coached the team, calling plays and making substitutions. You can see evidence of that in how he plays. He's pretty cerebral in addition to being highly skilled.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Hansbrough comes in for Carl Landry. And it's Collison in for Stauskas. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. Here's Neal. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers. Kings leading now by 5. Collison kicks to Gay. To the left side wing. Here's Wong. Here's Hansbrough. The Hornets pull it in. Williams has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Neal, and there's another one for the Hornets.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Sacramento's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Out to the right wing. Wong, guarded by Walker. Gay, and the basket good. Gay's got his second basket of the night.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who is able to talk with head coach Steve Clifford.
He said a big part of their focus defensively will be on trying to contain Rudy Gay, adding he presents some challenges because he can shoot over the top, and also he's a tremendous finisher inside. We've got to force him to that left hand, but I'm hoping we won't have to double too much because they have plenty of other guys who can knock it down. Kevin, the challenges are full.
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Walker after the made shot from Wong. Outside, Walker. He feeds it to Henderson. Back to Walker. 3-pointer. Can't get it to go. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Last time they met was in Charlotte, where they beat the Hornets.
And one way to nullify a home court advantage, like they did that night, Kevin, light it up from the three-point line. Nothing is more demoralizing to a home crowd.
Steve, you're exactly right. I mean, that was the great equalizer. Their perimeter play definitely took them over the top.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Wong. Williams a screen on Collison. Here's Neal. That misses off the backboard. Kings leading now by 9. Collison dishes to Gay. Trying to find Hansbrough. Gets it to him. From 15 feet away, Neal pulls it in.
You know, that's a problem he has. I mean, not being able to knock down that open jumper. I think it happens far too often.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
As we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Cleveland. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they go down.
You know, when you check out Charlotte, they've clearly put themselves right in the middle of the playoff picture.
Yeah, they're about where I thought they'd be at this point. But the fun part is seeing what they're able to do come playoff time. You know, it's going to be an uphill battle, but I think one that they're looking forward to.
Here's Thompson following the basket by Gerald Henderson. They get it back. Williams with the block. Here's Neal. Right now averaging 11 points a game. And there's the feed to Henderson. Lets it go with a three. Count the bucket. And now it's just a 4-point Kings lead.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Gay drives in. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. 6 points for Rudy Gay. Last game for the Kings, they picked up the W against the Clippers.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Darren Collison. How this year has shaped up for him. He's around 10 points per game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. They've been able to count on him to run the show offensively, which he's done with his sensational passing.
Yeah, he's been setting them up with a lot of easy baskets, room service dimes. We call them one great look after another coming off of his passes.
Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Sacramento. He hits the second from the line. There's 49 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Collison, the pass to Wall. Thompson right side from the baseline. That's good on the jump shot. And the Kings lead by 7.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Outside, Walker. At the elbow, it's Neal. Henderson, no one around him. The three-pointer off the mark.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the boards.
The kick out to Collison. Henderson pulls it in. From mid-court, can't get it to go. And we reach the end of the first quarter. King. And let's quickly break down the game we've been watching from the Kings, guys.
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Henderson and MKG will fill out the wings. Zeller and Johnson are the bigs. And it's Neal in at the point guard position. Now here's Henderson. He dishes it to Zeller. Jefferson set the pick for Zeller. Here's Neal. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Gary Neal is 6'4" shooter. Played 3 seasons with the Spurs. And before that, a long time in Europe. Deep range on his shot. And he's able to hit from a standstill or on the move.
And Neal, the combo guard size, but he's more of a shooter than a playmaker.
Yeah, you know, he does better defending shooting guards in most matchups as well, Kevin. But the offensive end, I think, is where he makes his mark. And that's what you focus on with Gary Neal. He's going to give you scoring.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
Long passes to Stauskas. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Heard the whistle and still kept his focus, able to knock that down.
And that is not easy, Steve. I mean, to take the ball.